Breathe in and let the boundaries of time dissolve. For a million years ago, the earth was untouched, unbroken, and alive in ways the modern world can only faintly remember. No walls, no roads, no sound but the murmur of wind through endless valleys. Life moved with the rhythm of the planet, and every breath was free. The horizon stretched in unbroken lines, painted gold at dawn, silver under the moon. Rivers wound through wild lands, their waters carrying stories older than any name, carving paths without permission, guided only by the pull of gravity and time. The air was heavy with the scent of rain and soil, alive with the quiet energy of a world in balance. No rush pressed upon the creatures of this land. The day unfolded as it was meant to, unhurried, deliberate, whole. Every living thing moved not to conquer, but to belong. The ground fed the roots held the soil, and the soil held the memory of all that had come before. Forests whispered in tones that never sought an audience. Leaves trembled not from fear, but from the joy of catching the morning light. Wings beat the air in soft bursts of freedom, while paws and hooves traced paths carved by generations. In this place, survival was not a struggle against the world. It was a dance within it. This was not a world obsessed with what was next, but one rooted entirely in what was now. No maps, no schedules, no borders, only the eternal truth that to live was to be connected. Every heartbeat was a note in the vast song of the earth, every movement a step in its ancient rhythm. Life in this paradise needed no monument to prove its worth. The rivers were its veins, the sky its crown, the wind its messenger. Even the smallest creatures played their part in holding the balance, each one both fragile and essential, both fleeting and eternal. This is not simply a vision of what once was. It is a mirror reflecting the freedom still hidden within us, the instinct to move with the earth rather than against it, to breathe without hurry, to live without walls. The memory of this harmony is written into the deepest part of what we are. And even now, under the weight of noise and time, the echo remains, waiting, calling, reminding us that once life was simple, wild, and beautifully free. Step deeper into that ancient world, and the senses awaken in ways long forgotten. The air is not just something to breathe. It is something to taste, heavy with the scent of wet leaves and blooming grass. The ground is soft beneath bare steps, each movement stirring the memory of countless seasons before. Sunlight does not glare here. It pours gently, painting the land in hues that shift with every passing moment, as if time itself breathes along with the earth. Here, every sound has meaning. The distant call carried on the wind is not noise. It is a message. The rustle of branches is a language as old as the soil. Even silence speaks, wrapping itself around you until you no longer feel apart from the world, but part of it. Life moves with no urgency, yet nothing is still. Streams trickle, branches sway, wings cut to the air in smooth arcs. There is no chaos here, only patterns so intricate they appear effortless. Every living thing, from the smallest insect to the tallest tree, moves in harmony, each pulse of life an unbroken thread in the fabric of existence. In this place, time does not march forward, it flows. Days are not measured by hours, but by the rising and setting of light. The cycles repeat endlessly, yet never feel the same. Each sunrise is both familiar and new, a gift that does not need to be earned. This is a world without ownership, without claim. Nothing belongs to anyone, yet everything belongs to all. The rivers do not recognize boundaries. The wind cannot be contained, and the land itself holds no chains. Here, to live is to share space, resources, and the sacred rhythm that sustains them all. Among this boundless harmony, early footsteps pressed into the soil, light, unhurried, in tune with the land that cradled them. These were not steps of conquest, but of belonging. Every path followed the curve of the rivers, the rise of the hills, the shelter of the trees. The earth was not an obstacle to be cleared, but a companion to be trusted. Life for these ancestors was not measured in possessions or in walls built to keep the world away. It was measured in the nearness of fresh water, the warmth of sunlight on skin, the abundance of food when the seasons turned in their favor. Survival was not separate from beauty. It was beauty. To drink from the stream, to rest beneath a canopy of green, To hear the chorus of the wild in every waking moment was to be home. Every movement had purpose, but never haste. The hunt was not an endless chase for more. It was a respectful exchange, a life taken so that life could continue. Nothing wasted, nothing forgotten. In return, the land gave again, in its own time, in its own way. There was no thought of being above or outside of nature, because the idea itself did not exist. To live was to participate in the great, unbroken circle. The air they breathed was the same air stirred by the wings of birds. The water they drank was the same water that nourished the roots of trees. Their place in the world was not earned through dominance, but through presence. Even in moments of struggle, there was no question of the path. It was the same path the rivers carved, the same path the herds followed, the same path the winds carried. It was not a life of ease, but was a life of truth, raw, immediate, and bound to the rhythm of the earth. The bond was not spoken, yet it was understood. The land gave, and in return, they respected its boundaries. The rivers quenched thirst, but they were never drained. The forests offered shelter, but they were never stripped bare. Each season was met with patience, knowing that what vanished in one would return in another. This was not knowledge learned from books, but from life itself, a knowing passed down in every breath, every step, every heartbeat. In the wild, nothing was separate. The rhythm of the earth was the rhythm of the body. Hunger was answered not with greed, but with gratitude. Danger was met not with blind fear, but with the wisdom of coexistence. Every creature, whether it walked, crawled, flew, or swam, played a part in maintaining the balance. Our ancestors did not simply live in nature. They were nature. The wind against their skin was not a passing sensation. It was a message carried from faraway hills. The cry of a bird was not background noise. It was a signal of change. The shifting of clouds meant more than beauty. It meant survival. And in this life, there was no loneliness. To walk the land was to be surrounded by constant companionship. The quiet watch of trees, the flowing presence of rivers, the ever-changing song of the wild. The earth was alive, and they were part of its breathing. They did not dream of escaping this world, because there was nowhere better to go. Every need was met not by dominance, but by understanding. Every day was shaped not by control, but by harmony. And in that harmony, they found something the modern world has almost forgotten: the peace that comes when nothing stands between you and the life you are meant to live.